everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. This is not my usual setup. I have family visiting for the holidays, and the living room is like half dressed up, half not for Christmas. We're still getting that ready, and I don't have a lot of time to film, so I wanted to sit down and film this video on series I want to work on completing in 2026. These are series that are already complete or at least caught up, and I have the books for that I really need to get to. I have here books 2 and 3 in the Bone Street Rumba series by Daniel Jose Alder. I bought the entire trilogy a couple of years ago. They're older books, so these are all used, of course, and I had read a couple of books by Daniel Jose Alder, but I was interested in reading his adult work, and that's why I ended up picking these up. So I read Half Resurrection Blues in 2024 after like pushing it back on my TBR for a while. And so the goal is to read both of these next year and see if I like the series or not. The Undertakers by Nicole Glover. So this one I believe was actually gifted to me by Nicole Glover. I think I won it in a giveaway. And so I read The Conductors like when it first came out, and I ended up reading the third book in this series, which is something that can be read as a standalone, and I'm interested in reading the fourth book in the series, which should also be read as a standalone, but this directly follows the events of The Conductors, so I need to read this to be caught up. And yeah, so like this was signed, she gave me a little bookmark and everything. I think I have an art print somewhere, and I keep saying every year, oh my gosh, I'm gonna finally finish it, I'm gonna read it, and I keep putting it off. Really bad at procrastinating. Like, I just get in my moods where, like, you in theory want to read a lot of fantasy, and then you end up reading a lot of romance, or like your library holds come in and change your plans, or that's usually where I'm at. But I have been enjoying this world of The Conductors, so I do want to finish this one off. Honest June, Secrets and Spies. So I read book 1 and I adored it. Book 2 was okay, but I really want to read book 3 to finish off the trilogy. I think this is such a fun series because it's magical, but it's not like heavy world building. It's just like our everyday world with a hint of magic. It's very funny. We're following June, who was like cursed slash blessed with this ability where she has to tell the truth. Kind of reminiscent of a modern day Ella Enchanted. And this is one I highly recommend for girls who are in the middle grade age range, who are just getting into higher level books and want a little bit of magic. The Stand Up Groomsman by Jackie Lau. This is the second book in the same series as Don't Fall in Love. I actually enjoyed Don't Fall in Love more than I thought I would. I have so many of Jackie Lau's books, and there were quite a few that were really hyped that I read and I just didn't enjoy. There's definitely some more on my TBR that I need to get to. A lot of ones on Kindle from when she was offering like Kindle specials. But this has been sitting on my shelf for a couple of years now, and after having a pretty good time with Don't Fall in Love, and these characters were like the side characters, the best friends getting their own story, I'm interested in seeing how these two work out because they were very different. Stacey Abrams' Coded Justice. So first of all, shout out to Penguin Random House for sending me all 3 books. Like, every release they've sent me a book, and I appreciate it. I really enjoyed While Justice Sleeps. Book 2 was a little bit heavier and more confusing, and these are some pretty thick books, so I'm hoping like things get back on track with me for Coded Justice. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. Now, I mean, not that I've seen been looking for reviews either. So I'm interested in seeing where this series goes. I have books 2 and 3 in the Own Your Magic series. So the first one was Wild Seed Witch, and Wild Seed Witch is a magic school middle grade that I feel like didn't get some of the hype of the other magic school middle grades because it is very, I would say realistic to middle school, like the drama back and forth between girls, and this one focuses more on like beauty and influencing and technology and stuff that I think is very relatable, but maybe people don't, like adults don't want to read about it, but I think it's definitely in line with what the kids are into. And so I liked Wild Seed Witch for what it is, enough to continue reading on to see where it goes. So I had gotten book 2, and unfortunately life was lifing. It just got pushed back in my reading for a while, and then I found out that there was a 3rd book that released, and I'm like, when did book 3 come out? So I had to make sure I got that when it was on sale. And I'm wrapping up this series next year, so I can't wait to finish it and give you guys all my thoughts. I also want to get more updated middle grade fantasy recs, because threw together a video, I think earlier this year, with Rex, but I need to go through and read more stuff. Middle grade has been like interesting lately because on one hand you have some shorter books finally coming through, thank God, but you also have the larger, more tome-ish ones, and there were a lot coming out at once, and it was kind of hard to keep up with. And middle grade tends not to get audiobooks like YA, and so it is a lot more work for me to sit down and get through these middle grade reads. And so I've been trying to take my time with it, and I am happy to see shorter books thankfully make a comeback to make that a little bit easier on myself, as well as just the kids, because sometimes the larger books can be intimidating. But I think when you find a good series, it just makes you want to read more and more. So those are the series that I need to get caught up in on 2026. Are there any series that you're getting caught up in next year? If you want to list them in the comment section below, or are there any series that you think I should start in 2026? And if you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!